Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt with a fresh week of training for you. And starting today, we're going to be doing some muscle up and bar position, body position exercises that are going to assist with your ability to do everything from regular pull-ups, even ring rows, to more advanced skills such as chest to bar pull-ups, toes to bar, strict toes to bar muscle ups, ring muscle ups, etc. So this is just a little burst of, it's not just skill, but it is also working strength in these. Sometimes they can be a very uncomfortable range of motion because they're just positions that you have never dealt with before in an athletic setting. And so a lot of times we have to get through that initial phase where you don't feel like you're actually pulling against anything because your muscles are in an alternate position or a position that they've never been in before, and they don't know how to act against that specific position. So strength is very positional and is one of those, this is an aspect of your training that may be uncomfortable in the inception. Once you've done it several times, you'll feel the benefit in improved strength through the full range of motion of your pull-up or improved range of motion on the unassisted pull-ups. So there are all kinds of benefits to training this stuff, as well as just the underlying shoulder stability, the joint strength, all of the surrounding tissues of the shoulder that we can improve through some of these dynamic but also the static work that we're going to do. So let's begin with the warm-up today. 3 minutes, your choice warm-up pace cardio, and then we're going to do a little complex that has some coordination work and some little mini strength things in it with some skin the cats. So skin the cat is a shoulder strengthening and stretching exercise where ideally what I want you doing is hanging, the complete unassisted version is hanging with your feet off the ground and your arms extended, and we're rolling from a supported position facing forward to a supported position with our feet behind us, right? And I'm gonna go right to the way that we would start it, right? So this is the very opening progression for a skin the cat, is with the rings down low about hip height. The only thing I want to be sure of on this is that when I'm upside down, my head doesn't hit the floor. And if I'm using a support from behind me, I want to make sure that my head doesn't hit that support as I roll through. But essentially, we're just going to work on the forward somersault portion of it from the ring supported position. So I'm going to take my hands on the rings and I'm just going to walk through until I'm leaning on them and my hands will take the natural position. There's no other position that feels natural. So just let your grip be strong, but your hand and wrist position just follows where your shoulders want to take it. And next, I'm just going to start walking backward. And you may get to a point right here where you just feel like rolling through, but sometimes it feels unnatural and you got to get even higher. So you get your feet up off the ground, like on the edge of a bench like that. So your hands are directly in line with your body and your head is directly underneath your hips. And from there, it's just a tip forward and I'll roll through just like that. So that's my opening progression for the skin the cats. And you can see with that much setup, we can just start taking things away from that to make it more and more challenging, use more and more of those rotating muscles in the shoulders. So get 3 to 5 reps of that, but don't spend more than a minute on it, including the setup and all that stuff. So it doesn't have to be a big deal. We're just gonna play with some shoulder strength upside down on the rings. The next one is gonna be air thrusters. So we're practicing what we're gonna do in the workout. So thumbs at the shoulders, full depth squat, extend the hips, then press the arms, all right? And we go deeper into the warm up. You can go a little bit faster. Practice extending the hips forcefully before I press the arms. That's that core to extremity functional movement pattern that we're always trying to exhibit in those types of movements. And then the last one is going to be a plate halo and punch. So I'll start with a light plate, feet in my shoulder width stance. I'm gonna do my halo. And as I come around, I'm gonna rotate and punch. And then I'm gonna rotate back, other direction, pivot and punch. Rotate, punch, rotate, punch, okay? We're gonna do that 5 reps on each side. When you finish that, take about a minute per round to play with your different muscle up drills. So muscle up is the functional skill of getting your body from a supported hanging position underneath something to supported arms extended position on top of something. So if you're going to climb a wall, jump over a fence, or just do a regular muscle up in the gym, right? It's all basics based on the same movement pattern. So we got a couple different options. Actually, we have a ton of different options you can do for this. I'm just gonna demonstrate a few of them, and I will let you pick what you want to do when you're in class. But you're gonna have 2 drills, and they can be set up at the same station or they can be different stations. One's gonna be static and one's gonna be dynamic. So on the static one, the base movement I wanna work on static is just our monkey hang. So this can be anywhere from an unsupported monkey hang to my toes are on the ground, working alternating hip taps, right, from the monkey hang. And then the peak version, or the highest level that I want you to work on, is our front lever. So for the front lever, we're essentially trying to hold our body flat like a plank, horizontal in line with the ground, with our hands supporting us on the bar. That means my lats got to be really engaged when I do this. So I will usually take it from the top down. So I'll start from my hanging position, I'll roll to that upside down position, and then slowly lower myself down into that bottom position. And I would do that for like maybe 2 or 3 reps in a single drill setting. So while we do these drills for both the static and the dynamics, I want you to be thinking about something I can do for 10 to 15 seconds and then rest and switch for 45 seconds. We're doing that 5 times through per exercise, rotating. So you go back and forth. So if you have a partner, if you have another workout teammate that you can partner up with, one of you can be on one station, one of you can be on the other. Then the dynamic one is just practicing that transition where I'm going from underneath supported, hanging supported, to on top supported. So getting out of the pool is one version of that we can do, where you'll have a simulated pool deck, right? And I'm gonna be in the water to like jumping up out of the water and pressing myself up out of the pool. And you can see I can adjust the height of that to a very, very wide variety. Like you could do it even up over the top of your head, make it very, very challenging. It's almost like a regular muscle up at that point. If you have good muscle ups, do 2 or 3 reps in the span of 10 to 15 seconds, and that will be your workout set for the day. Other ones would be like ground-based ring drills, where, and you can do this with the bar too, but where we are practicing just using the hips, and then using hips, arms, and pulling up, and then hips, arms, and pull through, right? So we're practicing all those different positions dynamically of the ring muscle up. And we can show you all of those in the course of the class. All right, so that's our first little skill and strength session. After we do that, we're going to go to a relatively challenging 10-minute AMRAP, but it's very simple. It is just clusters and burpees. So a cluster is a squat clean thruster. So the bar will start on the ground every time. Prescribed weight is 95 and 65. So we'll say on a 10-minute clock, 3, 2, 1, go. Starting from the ground, I'm gonna perform a squat clean. And then on the way up, thruster, right? So essentially it is from the ground to overhead, passing through the squat position in the middle, right? So squat clean, thruster 2, squat clean, thruster 3, set the bar down, and then I'm doing 6 reps of a burpee, not over the bar burpees, just regular burpees. Remember, on our burpees, we're getting arms over our head, getting our torso back to vertical. So I'm not trying to do burpees where I'm just clapping the top of my head and my body's bent over, but I'm getting all the way vertical every time, okay? So pretty tough Monday here, but a good blend of some skills and some heart rate for you today. Have a great one. See you tomorrow.